Imagine this. Deep beneath your feet, the beating heart of our planet, the Earth's core suddenly stops spinning. Everything we know about our planet, its movement, its rhythm, its very existence, flashes in an instant into question. What happens next? Scene cuts to swirling animations of the Earth's core, red, molten, and powerful. The image slowly morphs into a stop-motion sequence, showing the core grinding to a halt. The Earth is a dynamic, living world, a place of constant motion. It spins on its axis, orbiting the sun, with a deep, tumultuous force at its center, the Earth's core. This core, made up of molten iron and nickel, drives the planet's magnetic field. It's the heartbeat that keeps the world alive. But what if, for some unimaginable reason, the Earth's core stopped spinning? The implications would be nothing short of catastrophic. First, let's understand the mechanics. The Earth's core is divided into two parts, the solid inner core and the liquid outer core. These layers are in constant motion, driven by a complex interplay of heat, pressure, and gravity. The inner core spins faster than the outer core, generating the planet's magnetic field through a process known as a geodynamo. But what if this motion suddenly halted? The consequences would be immediate, severe, and widespread. To truly grasp the scale of this disruption, we need to understand what the core does. The spinning motion of the core is vital in generating the Earth's magnetic field. This magnetic field shields the planet from harmful solar radiation and also plays a crucial role in navigation, both for animals and humans. The field itself is a product of the flow of molten metals in the outer core, which generates electric currents, creating the magnetic field that surrounds us. Without this protective shield, the Earth's surface would be exposed to a barrage of charged particles from the sun. This would strip away the atmosphere over time, slowly turning the planet into a hostile, uninhabitable world. But there's more. The Earth's rotation itself is also a product of the spinning core. The Earth's day is the result of its rotation on its axis. If the core stopped spinning, the Earth's rotation would slow down drastically. This would change the length of our days, and not in a way we would enjoy. Imagine days stretching to over 1,000 hours. No more 24-hour cycles. The intense heat from the sun would scorch half of the planet, while the other half would be frozen in the dark. The Earth's magnetic field is not just a theoretical concept. Its presence is something that we can observe and rely upon. It protects everything on Earth, from the smallest bacteria to the largest animals, including us. If we look back in history, we know that magnetic reversals have occurred before, but they are far from instantaneous. They occur over millennia, slow, gradual shifts. But what if we did not have the luxury of time? What if the shift was instant, the core suddenly coming to a halt? The result will be more extreme than any historical shift we've experienced. The last time Earth's magnetic field was weak, during a period called the Lost-Jump event, the effects were catastrophic. Animals rely on the Earth's magnetic field to navigate were disoriented. The atmosphere weakened and solar radiation bombarded the Earth's surface. However, the geodynamo did not stop entirely, and life persevered. If the core stopped completely, we would not just face a temporary disruption. We would face the collapse of the Earth's magnetic field, the slow destruction of our atmosphere, and the radical change of our climate. Let's break this down step by step. The first sign of disaster would be the disruption of the magnetic field. The geomagnetic shield, which protects us from solar radiation, would start to dissipate. Without this protection, charged particles from the sun, also known as solar winds, would begin to erode the upper layers of our atmosphere. In the absence of this shield, Earth would be exposed to harmful radiation, something we've never truly experienced in modern history. As the core slows down, so does the Earth's rotation. Days would stretch out dramatically. This change would likely lead to extreme temperature swings. The side facing the sun would experience scorching heat, while the dark side would plunge into a permanent, freezing cold. This could cause massive disruptions to weather patterns, ocean currents, and the overall climate. Without a functioning magnetic field, the Earth's atmosphere would start to thin. The solar wind would strip away the oxygen and nitrogen that make up our breathable atmosphere. Over time, this would render the planet uninhabitable. The once thick protective layer would be reduced to a thin veil, leaving life on Earth vulnerable to the harsh environment of space. Ecosystems dependent on the Earth's magnetic field for migration would be among the first to collapse. Birds, turtles, whales, and other animals that use the magnetic field to navigate would be disoriented, leading to mass migration failures. With the climate becoming more erratic, these species would struggle to adapt. In the worst-case scenario, the loss of the magnetic field would not just affect the animals. It would also impact us. The collapse of ecosystems would lead to food shortages. Crop failures would be inevitable as the climate becomes more extreme. And with the loss of the atmosphere's protective shield, radiation levels would increase, causing widespread health crises, cancers, genetic mutations, and more. The Earth's core is far more than just a source of heat and energy. It is the engine that drives much of the planet's natural systems. Without it spinning, the Earth will be thrown into chaos. The bigger question we must ask is, how much of our existence depends on forces we take for granted? Our reliance on the magnetic field, our atmosphere, and the natural cycles of the planet cannot be overstated. The instant collapse of any of these systems would not only disrupt our daily lives, it could signal the end of life as we know it. So, what would we do in this scenario? Could humanity survive? Will we find a way to adapt? As we look into the future, perhaps the true question is, what other forces are silently at work, right beneath our feet, that we are only beginning to understand? Narrator's final words. What if the Earth's core stopped spinning? Could we survive? Or would it mark the beginning of the end? Stay with us for more. What are scenarios that challenge everything we thought we knew about our world?